Hello, welcome to the 2017 Girls Track Parent Meeting. Introduce coaches. I'm Ted Johnson. I am the head coach. I'm the sprint, middle distance, and long jump coach. I've been coaching for 16 years. My assistant, Sean Crane, middle, long distance coach. Volunteer coach, John Cruzy, helps with hurdles and high jump. And volunteer coach, Carrie Thompson, helps with shot and discus. I appreciate all my coaches, and without them, I couldn't do my job. Nevada Cubs girls track and field rules expectations. I'm a firm believer that life is what you make it. The attitude you bring to practice will directly determine your success for the season. A great attitude will result in success. A poor attitude will result in failure and disappointment. Practice expectations. Practice always will begin at 3:35 and conclude around 5:15 or a little afterwards. Practice will be longer on weightlifting days. We will lift twice a week. Usually on weightlifting days, might be 5:45, 6 o'clock. Please make arrangements to be at practice for its entirety. Practice workouts will be emailed every day, not every week, but every day, so that the girls know what's going on ahead of time. Weightlifting schedule. Usually it's we do our practice first, and then we lift weights around 4:45, and weightlifting usually takes around about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes sometimes. Absence. Excused absence. Obviously, death in the family, appointment for athletic injury, church, family, or school priorities, sickness is always an excused absence. Unexcused absence is hair, tanning appointment, work, dance, not showing up without communication will result in unexcused absence. Three unexcused tardies or practice or having to leave early is one equals one unexcused practice. For one unexcused absence, attendance but 50% participation in the next meet. Two unexcused absences, attendance but no participation in the next meet. Three unexcused absences, meeting with athlete and possible removal from the team. Meet participation. Unless you have a legitimate reason for being absent, you must be at practice the night before the meet, or you cannot compete in the next day in the meet. According to the school board, you must be here by noon to be eligible to compete that day if you're going to be gone due to an appointment or some sort. Be sure to check with Mr. Hutchinson before the day of your appointment to be sure you can still compete that night. So I always really strongly suggest to athletes that they obviously be here on meet days and the night before if they want to participate in the meet. Academic eligibility. If one of your daughters did not pass a class last semester, they are academically ineligible to participate for 30 calendar days once the season starts, outdoor season starts, and usually that equals about 4 meets that they will miss. Meet expectation for your daughters. Wherever we are, they are Nevada Cub. We warm up as a team and they cool down after their events. During the meet, they will be expected to be in the following places: around the track, cheering on teammates; at an event, cheering on your teammates; at camp, preparing for an event; on the field, preparing for an event; clearing hurdles off the track; or with the coaches. They are to give verbal encouragement and support to their teammates when they are competing, congratulate their teammates on their performances, regardless of their finish. Everyone is expected to help clean the team campsite at the conclusion of the meet. Track meets. We have 12 scheduled track meets, like always. We are now at home. We have our track available this year, so that is nice. And we picked up a new meet for the girls, and that's Monday, May 8th. That's a girls' meet only. It should be nice. It should be warm. And any help that you guys can give us for this meet and our other home meet, which is a Thursday, April 6th, that's a co-ed meet, would be much appreciated. Nutrition. Proper nutrition is important for a good athletic performance. Stay away from greasy and junk foods as much as possible, especially on the days of meets. Do not eat large amounts of food before competition. Water or sports drinks are the best types of fluid to drink before competition. Carbs. Load up on the carbs about 2 or 3 days before meet. Carbohydrates are commonly known as sugars. Then they break down into a form of energy. Carbs are a great source of energy for athletes. Eat a lot of foods with carbohydrates. Good carbs, examples of that would be brown rice, whole grain pasta, beans, fruits, vegetables, whole wheat bread, bananas, berries, energy bars, low fat yogurt, and oatmeal are some good carbs they could be eating a couple days before meet. Staying hydrated also is extremely important. Drinks lots of water, stay hydrated. Should be drinking about 2.7 liters or 11 cups. Sport drinks are also good before a race. Um, I encourage the athletes to always look at the lunch menu too on a day of a meet. If it's not quite what they think will be good for them, that they should probably bring a lunch to school. Coach, I'm in pain. I'm not a doctor, nor do I want to be one, but most runners will develop some type of injury during the season. Usually they're the typical shin splints or maybe a pulled calf or hamstring or IT band pull. Um, if you do not run throughout the year, you will most likely develop an injury because your body's not used to that type of pounding. Rice is the best practice for most injuries, at least right away. You should rest it, ice it 15-20 minutes, compression, elevation. Ice versus heat, any type of injury that happens right away, always use ice because most likely you have a lot of swelling. So for the first 48 hours, ice is always a good option. If it's a muscle pain, after 48 hours, heat, like in the form of your lower back or neck or other types of muscles, is then another good option. If it just keeps being a problem, heat is a good remedy for that. Developing proper running form and buying a shoe that fits your daughter's foot is extremely important. Having a more cushioned shoe, arch supports, or something to absorb the shock of the road is key. So make sure that your daughter has a good pair of running shoes, not basketball shoes or any type of heavy shoe, has good arch supports. That'll help extremely. And then, of course, my job is to help them work on their proper running form, and that will also help avoid injury. Parent involvement. We realize your busy schedule. However, the team and the coaching staff truly appreciate your support. Please try to attend as many meets as possible to be supportive of your daughter during the track season. Handling concerns. As your daughter becomes involved in the sports program at Nevada High School, they will experience some of the most rewarding moments of their lives. It is important to understand that there is also be times when things do not go the way your child wishes. This is the opportunity for your child to talk with their respective coach and discuss the situation. When your child handles the problem, it becomes part of a learning and maturing process. There may be also situations that require a conversation between the coach and a parent. These are encouraged. It's important that both parties have a clear understanding of the other's position. Please follow the procedures below to help promote a resolution. Step 1. Athlete informs coach of issue and sets up a meeting to discuss it with the coaches. Step 2. Athlete and parent set up a meeting with the coaches to discuss the issue. Step 3. Athlete, parent, coach meet with the athletic director to discuss issue. Concerns should not be mentioned immediately before or after meets. Parent meet expectations. Encourage your athlete to practice and compete for the love of the sport. Encourage your athlete to follow the rules. Whether they are a varsity or junior varsity athlete, they must follow the rules. Do not offer excuses to them if they are not competing. Encourage them to work hard, do their best. Remember, at a competition, you, the parent, represent your town, your school, and your daughter. Please be a positive role model like you always have been. We will need your help, parents. We are quickly approaching our first home track meet. We are really hoping to get a large group of parents to volunteer at our home meets. We will need help with field events, on the curves. For every meet you sign up to work, you'll receive one free admission pass into a home Nevada athletic event. Home track meets. This does not include the middle school track meets, which we need help at too, but for high school, first one is coming up here March 28th. That's the high school boys only. Starts at 4:30. And then we have the co-ed on April 6th, 2017 at 4:30. And then, of course, the May 8th one, high school girls only track meet. And I will be sending out these sign-up geniuses that will you can sign up on a website of what you would like to do, work a curve or work a field event. And if you've never worked a track meet before, there's other helpers that will help you out. It's just nice to have extra people, so appreciate that. Spring is here, but what does that mean? The weather at times does not always cooperate during the spring. Help make sure your daughter has enough warm clothes for practices and nights of the meet. Once the sun goes down, it can get really cold, and if you are not dressed properly, it makes for a bad track experience. Senior Day, senior recognition will be Monday, May 8th, our last home meet for the girls. Usually around the 4x8, parents will walk their daughters out on the track and be recognized. Questions. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions or concerns. Please come and introduce yourself at meets, as I would love to meet the parents of athletes, especially freshman parents. I've probably never met you before, perhaps. If you could come and just introduce yourselves, I would really appreciate that. Please sign up and help out at our meets if you can. Big thank you for all your support.